Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the round 2 fan cams. What do you say? What do you say after that? Speechless, really. It's going to be an interesting night tonight. 85 to 106 to the Pies, who were way too good for us tonight. Way too good for us tonight. Devastating, really. Devastating. I really did believe we were going to win that game. Genuinely did. It is what it is, but it's not about what I have to say. Tonight is all about what you have to say. Seeing as we don't have any talkback radio, I guess this is the next best thing. So I'm going to put the link in the description in a moment. For those of you who have never been on a fan cams before, it's basically talkback. Hit the link. You'll jump into a waiting room. I can only fit 12 in the waiting room, and I will try my best to get through as many people as possible. Come on and share your thoughts. It's emotional, but we're going to try and be practical. But I'm about to put the link in the comments right now, and it's really just first in, best dressed. That's the best that I can do. So there it goes. Hit the link, jump in, let's have a chat, and then we will go from there. But yeah, and round 2 is going to be a therapy session, so that's interesting. It's going to be a therapy session. We'll see what we can come up with. I don't really have any answers for what happened tonight. They were just so much better. So what do you say? Anyway, got a few people coming in now. Let's we've got where are we? Nick, you're here, mate. Stand by for a second. Nick. Hello, mate.
All right, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, mate.
What do you think of that?
Right, if any Carlton supporter thinks that's a good effort, they're kidding themselves.
It's devastating, isn't it?
There was nothing good about that. There was no pressure. There was nothing there.
It's so crazy that a Carlton Collingwood game has the fans building it up and having more energy than what the players do, isn't it?
Totally. That's what it was because considering how many supporters we're going to get there tonight, there was no. Well, I said before the game, I said Eddie Betts should have played because I think he would have got the fans a little bit going a little bit more than everything else. And I know you love Mark Murphy, but he's not playing well. I think Eddie Betts should have been playing.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. There are quite a few of them that didn't do their job. I even thought our captain. What happened to Cripper tonight? It was the big game for Cripper tonight. I mean, I start there with our leaders personally. I don't know about you. I know Murph. He's coming towards the end, but I feel like he's the last of our issues tonight. Anyway, I thought our leaders under pressure just yet again.
Do you think our selections are too safe?
I wouldn't say they were safe. I mean, they were the 2 selections that I would have picked. I felt like, from the week before, our half-forward smaller guys did pretty well. I thought Gibbons did well last week, and he did well tonight. I thought Fogarty did pretty well last week. I thought he did pretty well tonight.
Paddy's awesome.
Yeah. What now? Honestly, what now? It's the same start. It's the same shit. Honestly, that's what it is.
We're in trouble. I mean, late last year, do we think TDK was our number 1 hurricane?
Yeah, I think the idea was that he would be.
Grundy was, 50 to 17, 18 tonight?
Yeah. He taught Pitto a lesson tonight, I think. But, Pitto competed, but we're not here to compete anymore, are we?
Exactly. That's not what we want.
Yeah, we're here to win games of footy, mate. And we're not here to win games of footy against sides who are around us. We're here, isn't the idea that we have to take Collingwood's spot in the 8? We've got to take their spot. We're far away from them.
Hey, do you remember this last year? I asked you late last year, I said, if you had one choice, do you want to beat Collingwood or do you want to make finals? If you only had the one choice, what would you do?
Well, finals, obviously.
Yeah, but we didn't do either. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It's
we're in
tough.
the same situation now. We're in the same situation now. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are the players doing? What are the coaches doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, when is it going to end? When? What needs to happen? How many more players need to come in? How many more recruits? How much more time? When does it end? When do we play with the spirit that our fans can be proud of? You know.
Well, you know, we got Freo next week.
Must win, isn't it?
Well, you know how much injuries they've got, and they've gone from Melbourne to Perth, back to Melbourne. So if we can't win that, then you know, we're season's over.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Continuing this bus ride. So all the best.
Cheers, brother. Have a great night. Paolo.
How long have you got?
Mate, just go for it. I'm here all night.
Spineless, really. Did it mean much to them? No. Were they hungry? Did they? I mean, and I said it, I tweeted it during the game. Were they really hungry for that contest? Were they really bringing the heat from the onset? They weren't, mate. Didn't mean as much to them.
Didn't.
Didn't mean as much to them as it meant to Collingwood, mate. Didn't mean as much to them. Spineless, pathetic. There's no excuses tonight, mate. You can sugarcoat it all you want, mate. And the club can come up with all this bullshit rhetoric that they come up with every week. But what do you say, mate? You can't. I mean, and the defensive, like if I'm looking at it from that point of view, and then when I look at it from a game point of view as well, like just mate, the defensive pressure our midfield applied to theirs was, you know, look, Lockie Plowman was, you know, was horrendous in that first half, right? But then that's also a byproduct of our midfielders just, mate, it's fucking waltzing out of the bloody middle, mate. How are you supposed to defend any footballer kicking the ball with, you know, 3 acres of space into a forward line? You know, and their forwards are nifty as well, and they rely on that run and carry in space to be able to kick their goals. And Plowman was just a victim of circumstance. You know, he's not tall enough to go with their talls. He's not small enough to go with their smalls. He's not fast enough to go with their smalls. You know, mind you, it doesn't let him off the hook because he was atrocious tonight, absolutely atrocious in that first half. And you ain't going to be winning games of footy conceding. What did we concede in that first half? 11 goals.
71 points in a fucking half of football, mate.
Terrible. It's as much as the backline's fault as it is the midfield not being able to run back. And, mate, they fucking walloped us in that. Their midfield walloped us in the first half. Walloped us, mate.
Yeah.
They got taught a lesson. They got taught a lesson in how hard to run, how hard to work, how to back up your teammates, how to outnumber us at the contest, mate. They got worked off the football with ease in that first half. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic, right? And look, to single out blokes is a bit harsh, but, mate, the selection this week, how Oscar McDonald did not get a game ahead of Levi Casbolt after that display against Richmond. He did more in the second half of McDonald last week than Casbolt did in the whole bloody game today. I don't know what mate. If he's getting a game today based purely on, because we want to be able to chop Pitnet out in the ruck and all that, no. That is absolute crap. And I reckon Bucky said it beautifully. We've got jacks of all trade and we've got masters of fuck all at the moment in this football side. A lot of blokes who can go in the forward line. We've got a lot of blokes who can go through there, but do we have any specialists? Today reminded me of the Favola days. Harry or bust is what it was. Favola or bust. Every time the ball went up forward, there was no one else there aside from Harry. Gibbons was fantastic tonight again, but the midfield got fucking smashed. They got belted. They weren't hungry. They were not hungry. The fans rocked up. We were there.
Mate.
We were loud. We've been there. We were there all last year, mate, signing up, paying our money and not going to games in Melbourne. You know, we did our dues. I did my dues last year. I didn't want my money back. You know, so, mate, and look, I know Mark Murphy tonight, fuck me. Oh, mate. He and I said it last week, Terry, if he's not playing as a midfielder, he cannot play in that football side as a half forward. And the sickening thing is with our football club, there was a bloke out there that we could have got that could be playing that role right now. And he nailed goals for St Kilda all year last year. And he's going to do the same again this year. And his name's Dan Butler. His name is Dan Butler. Now, I know that's hypothetical and all that, but how they could not see that that was going to be an issue going forward, I've got no idea. I've got no idea. I don't understand, and I just cannot for the life of me understand at the selection table that move to play Casbolt over McDonald. McDonald tackles. He puts the pressure on. He took his goals beautifully last week as well, and the game was summed up beautifully when Casbolt let out. Williams did all he had to do, was on fire in the first few minutes, hit him up beautifully, 40 metres directly in front, and he kicks it out on the full. And when are people going to realise that he's not the answer? He's never been the answer. He's only kicked 30 goals in 1 year as a forward. That's the most he's ever kicked. He's only done it once. Something has to change, mate. Something has to change. I don't know what it is, but the talent seems to be there. I don't know what the hell isn't clicking.
Yeah. You know, what I couldn't believe was, I mean, it's Carlton, Collingwood, mate.
There. You know when your team's on. You know when your team is in the hunt and they want the football. You know, and Rocco summed it up beautifully last year when he said to you, Terry, reach out your arm. And you only put it out there. No, reach out your fucking arm. They weren't doing that tonight. They were not doing that tonight. And you said it as well, mate. The bloody leaders, seriously. Oh, my God. Cripps, where was he tonight? You know,
that's what I was going to say. Like, Murphy, look, listen, you're right about Murph's. Maybe you're right about Murph's performance, but let's start from the fucking top, mate. How about our captain, Patrick Cripps, tonight?
Terrible, mate. And he's not immune to criticism. He's not immune to criticism. No player is. You know, but, mate, where was he in that first half when the game was there to be won? You know, that's when the heat is on. He wasn't there. And it's been the same thing for 12 months, mate. Look, we outgunned, outclassed, out-hunted at the contest from the get-go. From the get-go. Mate, what do you say, mate? When's it going to change, mate? There has been no improvement, and yet again, in another game of football, it's 20 out of 30 games where we've conceded 30 points without scoring a goal. Again.
It happened again.
Yeah, it is just, you know, and I don't want to hear this stuff. It's always about, look, Fogarty was good and all that, but this is a problem with us. It's all about, and you can even see it on the club, all they have is individual highlights. That's all we've had. That's all we've got. It's all, he played well. When are Carlton going to start playing well, Terry? When's a football club going to start playing well? Spineless, gutless performance tonight. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. You know, and structurally as well, like, mate, it's shit just breaking down up forward. And, I mean, I'd love to go back and watch the game again, but the defensive pressure applied by our midfield, the club has to make a statement and drop a senior player. It has to happen. It has not happened. I can't remember the last time we've actually gone into a media week during the week and there's been Carlton have dropped a 200-game player. Fuck, he's been getting a game every week. Murphy, Casbolt. God, they've been there for years. Fuck, they've dropped them.
Yeah.
How can Hawthorn be able to drop a guy like Jared Roughhead and all those guys? Have thrown them back into the reserves, 3-4-time premiership players. Bloke's kicked over 600 goals or however many goals he's kicked in his career, but we can't drop blokes like that. You know, and people are, you know, provides leadership and all that. Terry, what leadership do they provide? They've won nothing, mate. Terry, they have won nothing. All they know is losing. That's all they know. It's as simple as that, mate.
The scary part is Cripps now falls into this cycle as the 26-year-old who's now also grown up in losing. And then it's like Walsh will be the next one who's only grown up in losing. And how do you break it, mate? I don't know, honestly.
You look at a guy like Walsh, mate, blood, sweat, tears, passion, thunder. He's out there. Bloke's got a bloody bed attached to his quad. I don't know if he's copped a corky or something prior to the season beginning, but he's been wearing that the whole year. He's busted a gut. He's having a bloody dip, mate. You know, did they really go out there and say this is a Carlton Collingwood clash in front of our home fans? Our home fans haven't been at a bloody game at the MCG since 2019. You know, so It is the same crap year in, year out, and we have shown no improvement whatsoever. And I said this to you last week as well. Everyone was patting themselves on the back last week when they walked out of that ground saying, oh, yeah, we took it up to the reigning premiers. 25 points we only lost by. The same margin last year. It was the same margin under Brendan Bolton, the same margin this year. Same thing with Collingwood this year. Where's the improvement? There is no improvement. I know it's a small sample size, but there has been no genuine improvement in this football team. None whatsoever. And there are no young kids coming through trying to push guys like Murphy out and Ed Curnow out, you know. Very, very, very worrying times for this football club, mate. I don't know where you go now, 0-2. It's almost stats say it's curtains, really, to be honest.
Freo next week, mate. What are the changes? I know it's very, soon after the game, but what are the changes you're flagging? Like, what's the solution?
You've got to make a statement, mate. Yeah, Terry, that cannot be accepted this week. It is that performance was unacceptable. You have to drop one or two senior players. It just has to be done. Look, and it's not because I'm singling out Mark Murphy or whatever, but he's not bringing the heat. And in that half forward role, that's the type of play you kind of need.
Fogarty is the prototype, mate.
I know. But again, and then I look back and I look at the bigger picture and I think, well, hang on a minute. How have we not been able to develop someone into that role? We've got a bloke there who's 36 years old, Eddie Betts. He's going to be in the retirement village in 2 years. He'll be in the retirement village soon. We've gone back and fished for him. We're playing Mark Murphy there, and there was a guy, Dan Butler, saying, "Oh, guys, look, I'm here. I came from a premiership team. Hello. I'm not worth much. In fact, it's not going to cost you anything with regards to draft picks, and I'm probably only going to be on $300K a year."
Yeah.
What could he not provide that a guy like Murphy or Betts could provide at the moment, you know? And I'm looking at that from a bigger picture as well, looking back and thinking, well, why are we recruiting these guys?
Yeah.
You know?
Sentiment.
Yeah, but that's all bullshit, mate. Sentiment. What's sentiment, mate? What is sentiment if you're losing?
That's right.
You know, sentiment, mate. And people are saying, oh, we got Eddie Betts in because, we thought, people saying, oh, yeah, help get Williams and Martin to the club. I mean, well, fuck me dead. If that's the reason why people are coming to your football club and not because of Carlton, then there are big signs, mate. And just no hunger, mate. No hunger whatsoever, mate. I'm more hungry after that, right? I'm more hungry than when I leave my nonnas on a Sunday night. Seriously, it's pathetic, mate. Absolutely pathetic. And I said to you last week, mate, if they lose tonight, what does tonight mean? So if they lose last week, what does tonight mean? If they lose today, what does
last week mean? You did.
0-2. There it is.
0-2. We're here again, mate. Thanks for coming on.
No worries. We'll chat soon.
See you, brother. Who's this? Blacc Karat? Is that you?
Hey, what's up, brother?
How are you, bro? Great to finally put a face to the name.
Yeah, man. I tell you what a fucking shamble, man. Like he's both saying, you and Paulie, man. It all starts at the top, And before I start carrying on about Carlton, let's just talk about Collingwood. They're meant to be the big sliders this year. They were meant to be, a lot of heat on them. Carlton's got all this showmanship coming through, all this, and then you got players like fucking Pendlebury just moseying on through the middle of the ground. You got, Crisp, not Cripps. You got all these players, man, just doing whatever the fuck they want, however they want. And, I just think, yeah, like you both said before, man, it all starts at the top. Leadership's a shamble, Cripps, there's been a bit of chat about the style of game being changed just because of this man on the mark rule, all that. And you just think, where's the grunt work? Where's the grit? Where's the fucking grind? Where's that hustle, man? And it's players like fucking Cripps and, Setterfield, he was obsolete around the fucking ball. Dow was just fucking his old self, hesitant and fucking poor use of the ball. Where do we start there, man? And, Levi, for fuck's sake, man, come on. There's a few, positives to take out of it, bro, but, man, it's just the same old shit every year, And I don't want to be on here talking all the negative, but we just got to face the hard truth, bro. How'd you see it?
I'm devastated, bro. Honestly, I'm broke. I left that ground broken. I just genuinely, I know it'd be like, why do you fall for it every year? But like, I genuinely believe in this group. I really do. And I was really shocked at how it's Collingwood. Like, it's fucking Collingwood, and they came out like that. Like, it's Collingwood. Like, I don't know. They didn't come out with that intensity that the fans came out with. Like, we did our part. I don't know. All I hear is we're going to play a brand that our fans are proud of, and mate, it's the same shit. This is where we're at again. Collingwood are way too good. Collingwood have us mentally, spiritually, and physically, mate. They have us in every category, and we're so because let's be honest, everyone was saying Collingwood's going to be the team that we have to kick out of the 8, right, from last year.
Well, look, man,
mate.
Collingwood is no fucking spectacle. They were meant to be the fucking, they were meant to be the scum on our shoe that we were meant to just fucking flick off and walk by. And just obviously by tonight, man, like, we're worried about all our big name players, but, Collingwood, man, like, they just played just a better style of football. And like we said, we've got no structure heading up in the forward, relying on like Harry to do a lot, but Darcy Moore, man, he's a fucking titan. Like, he is next level, man. Like, we think we got Wiedering. Like, Darcy Moore, like, he's on Rant style level, man. And he's about the only big hero they've got. But where are ours? Like, Cripps, Murphy, they quiet leaders, man. No, it was good to see. Fogarty step up. SBS has been copping a bit of heat. He was reasonable tonight. We had our like glimpses of hope, but Jack Martin, he's always going to be there, and Zach Williams is always going to give 100%. But it's just how the midfield made our back line look broken down, and then just how our forwards just looked lost. At certain times. Yeah, hey man, it's just like just the same rhetoric, the same deal, same shit, different year.
Classic Carlton. Yeah,
man. Yeah.
Love it, mate.
Right,
thank
bro.
you. Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it,
man.
man. You have a good one. Where are we? Rocco.
What the fuck is going on, man? I said it last week, man. I hate to be fucking right. I said it last week, man, with Richmond. Everyone, and I think fucking Paul said the same thing, man. Everyone was going, like we did all right. We showed good signs. And I said, mate, there's issues there. You can see there's fucking issues there. It's the same. Have we really fucking changed? I'm telling you, we haven't changed. There's no difference to last year. There is no difference. There's no difference. We get in 2 top quality players in Sard and Williams, and we look worse. What team in the world gets 2 A-graders in their side and looks worse? Like, at times tonight, we looked pathetic. It was embarrassing. A club that only kicks 54 points last week, we allowed 71 points by half-time. It's like, I don't know where to go anymore, man. I gave them so much hope this week, and they were just pathetic, man. They got smashed. Man, we're just saying the same things here. You saw it. They got smashed around the ball. How can the team that's – everyone's been saying, we got a great midfield now. We're fast. We got smashed around the fucking contest, and we look slow. How? How does that happen? We get those – they got Sard, right? And Sard – did what he could. But how were they using him? Every time they gave him the ball, he looked like he was in trouble, and he just tried to just get rid of the ball. That's not how to use him. We've got no plan B. You're supposed to slow down at times and go quick at other times, yeah? We do the opposite. When we have to go quick, we slow down. When we have to slow down, we go quick. You know what I mean? Stop fucking bombing the ball into the forward 50. Am I correct? Is it just bombing? half the time, do they just bomb the ball? Like, I don't know, man. This is like, I mean, I got slack last week for saying that, about Richmond and that. And I'm saying, I don't know, all right, I'll take it. But, man, I'm 100% right. They can all go and get fucked, man. I'm 100% right. Their attitude is disgraceful. They don't want it. Someone at the ground, and it was Pom, he said he was close up and he saw bloody Plowman giggle with Digoe at one time. If that's the truth, they can all go and get fucked, man. Seriously, we're taking it more serious than these blokes out here. Me, you, Pom, and all us that are involved in this, we put up all our time and energy in that, and they put up that fucking shit. This is a disgrace, man, like going to the football, being embarrassed as I walk out. People looking at me like, this is embarrassing, man. I hope they're fucking embarrassed. The problem is I don't think they are. And if you look at another thing, I just worked it out. Last year, what did we lose? The last 4 games? Did we? Yeah? Now we've lost the next 3 because I'm counting St Kilda as a game, right? So we've lost like 7 games in a row. Is anyone noticing that? Is everyone noticing that, again, we just keep putting up the same shit? The last 3 games, if you think about it, the last 10 minutes, we're nowhere. What's going on? You know, tonight I had a quick look at the stats. In the last 10 minutes, they had the ball 48% of the time, and we had it like 23% of the time. What the fuck's going on? And last week, the last 7-8 minutes, we didn't even enter the forward 50. I don't know, man. This is fucked, man. I'm telling you, man. They're wrecking us, Tez, man. I don't know,
mate.
Man.
They are, mate. They are. I said it before. What do you say? That's the thing. Like, when,
I don't know.
When is it going to end? Like, honestly, what is it going to take? When is it going to end? How are they going to do it? How is it going to change? If it's not one guy that's out of form, it's the next guy. It's kind of like they don't know the game plan yet. They're still figuring it out almost. I thought we had a game plan. I thought we knew what we wanted to do. One thing I noticed at the ground was every time we went forward, the moment the ball hit the ground in our forward line, Collingwood just knew where to be, where the ball was going, and they cleared it out very easily. And is that lack of pressure? I don't know.
Weren't we building that forward pressure? Where is it? I don't get it. Like Casbolt, I don't know. He's just forgotten how to play, hasn't he?
What are we doing with him, mate?
I don't know, man. I think last week we said, all right, he hasn't had a preseason. All right, then what's the excuse this week? You know what I mean? Murphy, unfortunately, like he had 18 possessions, I noticed, right? Did you notice him?
At times. Look, for me, he's far from our worst. I'm looking at Cripps, mate. Let's start with the captain.
Yeah. All right. Now, I said this, fucking he should have signed the cunt. The cunt should have signed, man. And everyone goes, he's got to make a decision. He's got to worry about his future. Fuck him. He said something the moment he didn't sign before the year. He's telling us something. He's telling us he's got no confidence in our side. He doesn't want to be there. And next year, he's gone. Fuck him. He didn't sign. He should have fucking signed. He should have signed at the start of the year. That tells you something, right? He just doesn't seem like he wants to be there. He's that player that hasn't signed, that doesn't know what he wants. He wants to go somewhere else for finals, whatever. Just go, man. Just go. He wasn't our worst player, but he hasn't got that go, mate. Like the go to fucking carry the team. You know what I mean? Like
he had it. He had it. It's not there anymore.
No. And I'm telling you, when he didn't sign, he told us something. He told us something. All this, we're almost there. What we almost there? Just sign the fucking paper. I'm sure they're giving you enough money. You're telling us you don't want to be there. History will show that players that don't sign like this are gone, and his mindset's not there anymore. You can see it. The captain's gone. Even Doherty did all right, but fucking hell, he's making some mistakes too. And Jones, what the fuck, man? He was one of my favourite players, man. Some of those things, it was a punch, man. They should have gone like 20 rows back, mate. straight to a Collingwood player kicking goals, you know. How do we let De Goey kick goals? He couldn't touch the ball last week. And Cox, that's the worst. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. They were laughing. Collingwood supporters were laughing. And I was just, I was like this. This is how I was at the footy.
Mate, my head was down walking out like this. I didn't want to look anyone in the eye.
It's so bad, mate. I'm telling you, I really can't see us getting out. And another thing, tell me something. Did you really feel confident after they kicked like 2 or 3 goals to start off the game? Did you really feel like we were going to win? I was always nervous. There was never that, like, you know, you got that, oh, yeah, we can do this. It was the same as last week. They got a couple of goals up. And I just thought, I don't know, man. I don't feel like we're going to do this. I don't feel it. I can't feel it. And if I can't feel it, I believe the players can't feel it. Are they listening to the coach? Is it the coach's fault?
Well, what do you put the mentality before the game down to? Like, is that coaching? Like, surely the coach has got to be the one that's giving you the message that's motivating you the way you're going to play. Like, I watch Damien Hardwick in that doco. The way he finds the message to give to the players before a game and how he gets them to buy into whatever message it is for the week, for that game. I mean, of course, I've got to apportion some of that to Teague. I'm going to apportion some of that to our players. I'm going to apportion it to the staff. I mean, can I blame some of the fan?
Look, it has to be part of it. Has to be part like he's not getting through to them, right? I'm sure he's trying, but he's not getting through to them the message, right? Because you can have all the game plan, but if you haven't got the desire, if you haven't got it mentally, you're not going to go nowhere, you know. But I said this last year when I come on the Fancams last year. I said we've got no leaders on the ground, and again we're showing that. And I'll give you an example. In '95, when we won the premiership, I don't want to go back to the old days, but in '95 when you won the premiership, Parkins gave responsibility to the team. Fucking line by line. The defence had their own. He wouldn't even get involved, mate. They took care of their own leadership there, and they were just there to do what they had to do. The midfield was the same, and the forwards were the same. I don't think we've got that. We're just running around. Who can help us? Who's going to take it? Who's going to take control? And remember last week I said about the moments? How many moments were there again tonight? There was heaps of them. They're not taking the fucking moments. They're taking this as a joke. I'm telling you, they're all worried. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I'm glad you got it off your chest, mate.
Well, if it wasn't for this fan cam, I'm telling you, I don't know what I would be doing now. I'll be like killing someone. I'm telling you, like the dog thanks everyone because the dog used to go and hide underneath the bed after we won the game, after we lost games. So now it's a bit more because I'm a bit more relaxed now. So anyway, guys, it's going to be a tough week, man. It's going to be a tough week, man, dealing with all these supporters and that. So we're going to have to all deal with this, man. We're going to cop shit this week bad.
And we deserve it.
Bad. We deserve it. Yeah, we deserve it.
Good on you, Rocco.
Enjoy, guys. Enjoy.
See you, brother. I'm going to get Kev. Kev, I'm going to put you out of the studio. I'm going to start with Carlton supporters, mate. So I'm just going to leave you out there for now, maybe later on. Rocco, I'm going to get you out of there as well to get some room. I've got Dan. Where are you? Pommy. Hey, mate.
You know, how you doing?
Been a lot better. Give you the hot tip.
Mate, I mean, honestly, I'm going to keep this short and sweet tonight so other people can speak. But, like, fuck me, man. I mean, that's a disgrace. This club, one of the proudest clubs in the world. I mean, I fell in love with this club because of my father-in-law, a dotty old man who was proud and was heartbroken that he didn't have someone to pass this happiness on to because none of his kids like football and like Carlton. And, you know, I felt honoured to take it on. When I was there, when I saw that elimination final, when I saw Judd do the things he did, I felt honoured that I could keep it on and carry it on in my family and keep that on because that's a big thing. But when I see fucking Lockie Plowman have 4 goals on him and a member of the cheer squad say it's not fucking funny, Lockie, and he nudges fucking Jordan De Goey and then laughs at that fan while I'm sat there, that is a fucking disgrace. When I see Patrick Cripps freaking give us team talk and then run up to his little fucking buddy, Zach Fisher, and have a giggle going, oh, it's quite cool this, we're 3 goals down. That is a fucking disgrace. It is an absolute aberration today that everyone who watches this show, I've met about 7 of you today, and I really appreciate you coming out and saying hello. That means the world to me, even though I was nearly in tears. But you guys saying, I watched your jumper punch and the guys to worry about, does Teague watch that? Because I don't think he knows. How the hell does a POM who's watched this game for 10 years know more than the fucking coach? This club is an absolute joke. There is players in this team that don't want to be there. I have had the privilege of watching high-level sport close up for 10 years as a player. And there is players there that don't care. They don't want it. They don't worship this Guernsey at all. It's just another job. There's people running when there's joggers next to them. In the fourth quarter, Levi was in no man's land the entire game because running was a little bit hard. I've seen Doherty in the back line today shrug his shoulders and Wiedering drag Plowman into position in a stoppage. My own captain shrugged his shoulders and Wiedering dragged the player where he needed to be. This is an absolute joke, and I want to apologise to everyone at Blue Abroad for being confident and saying that there was going to be a change in a POM, and I wasn't going to lay into these guys because these guys don't deserve your fucking respect because they go out there every week and take the piss out of the Guernsey. Tonight, Collingwood wanted it more than us. That's simple. And why didn't we want it? We were both final sides. The difference was Buckley said they were going to take the game to Carlton and see how much we wanted it. And tonight, we saw how much this club wants you. It's an absolute joke. It's a shame that some of the greatest names in this fucking AFL has ever played for this club. And I'm talking to people like Cooter, Diesel, who I've had the privilege of fucking sitting down with. These dickheads are carrying on your legacy and they don't care. And if Teague cares, he fucking stands up and says he is a joke as a coach. This club is a joke. It's gone on for too long. Stop the finals talk. There is 8 blokes in this team that do not care about me, you, the time we give to this channel. You know what? I hate to say it, but I retire from Blue Abroad. I'm not giving my free time anymore to these fucking frauds. I will support them, but I ain't spending time away from my family if they can't be asked to give me 2 fucking hours a week. They can get fucked.
Yeah, it's tough, mate.
And I love you. I love you. I love all the fans. But that has fucking broken me today. To see my own captain laugh at his fans. To laugh at his fans, bro.
We've just lost him. We've just lost him. All right, let me, where are we? Okay, let's try and speed this up a bit if we can. Chris Beach, got you, mate. Hello, Chris, you there? Okay, he's not there. Ben Leonard.
Hey mate. Oh, wasn't that shocking?
It was, mate. It was. Were you at the game?
Unfortunately not. I was a bit sick. I had tickets and last minute had to pull out.
Yeah. What did you
You go.
What did you make of it from the TV?
Oh, mate. Does anyone want to have accountability for their little 15-metre kicks over the mark? All night, no defensive pressure in our forward half. All they did, Darcy Moore, 15-metre kick to Crisp over the top, back to Moore, to Pendlebury, to whoever, and they just did it all game. No, we beat them by 20 inside 50s, and you wouldn't have thought it. Like, they just, all game, so easy, no pressure at all. And I feel bad for blokes like Fogarty. Like, you wouldn't think, when you think Carlton, our best players, you'd think Cripps, Walsh, rah. But fuck, Fogarty, he's the only bloke that runs back, runs 2 ways, wants to tackle someone, wants to fucking be accountable. It just fucking sucks, man. It sucks. So looking forward to good times. It's just we're here again, year after year.
Yet again, starting slowly, make a nice little 6-week push, put ourselves back in contention, and then rip our hearts on again. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, everyone's going to go on about negatives. I'll give a few positives. I reckon Seaton's probably played his best game 3 years. I mean, And that was only a good quarter of footy, really. In that third quarter, he actually stood up and got behind a few balls and got a few kicks. Sard and Williams, again, were good tonight. Gibbo, he's my favourite player at the club. Like, he's just so good. Fights for that jumper.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else have we got? Just going through the names. And Fisher, again, he was good.
Yeah.
Just need a few more blokes that fucking step in there and want to get hit. We got too many blokes that don't want to get hit, and sometimes also we just play too quick. Where think play on, and we get caught in between three Collingwood blokes, and we handball to the next Carlton bloke, and he's the same thing, caught in between three Collingwood blokes. Like, just got to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah. Well said, mate. Very well said.
Yeah. Anyway, all good. Go Blues.
You have a good one, mate. Go the Baggers. Always go the Baggers. Michael Maloney, you are next, my friend. Hey, how are you, man?
You caught me mid-sip.
A well-earned sip, mate. A well-earned sip.
Thank you. How you been, Terry?
I've been better.
Yeah. Tonight was rough, like real rough. And I very rarely do this type of stuff. Like me and Paul, we sit next to each other every single week. And he's the one who goes out and speaks. And I sit back and just listen. But tonight, they say the definition of stupidity is to do the same thing over and over again. I don't know whether I'm the one who's stupid or the some of these dumb fuck footballers that we have that just continually do the same shit every single week. You know how many touches Will Setterfield had tonight? 9.
Yeah, 9.
9 touches. Yep. Paddy Dow shows what he did last week, has 13 tonight and didn't even look. Yeah, Noble. We made Noble look like fucking some All-Australian half-backman. The bloke's a little possum. I don't know who's on the Petreski-Seaton bandwagon. He can't hit a target if his life depended on it. He can't run fast. He doesn't hit targets anymore. He's playing in the wrong position. I'm baffled, absolutely baffled at the moment of the way that this football club is going. Levi Casbolt, it's so easy to hit someone when they're down, but we love praising him when he takes a mark here or he takes a mark there. He's been shit for fucking 10 years. And I'm sick and tired of hearing he's a life member of the football club. He's crap. Simple. We should have played McDonald tonight. We didn't. Okay, that's fine. Who else do we have? Maybe go a little bit different. Look outside the box. Play Murphy in the midfield. Put Betts in the team. Fucking Matthew Kennedy. What the fuck does Matthew Kennedy have to do to get into this football team? What does he have to do? The bloke is built like a fucking machine. And he can't get in. He can't get in. I completely agree with Pom. About the whole how much it kills us. We live and breathe this. And to them, it's just another game. They go home tonight. They watch fucking Netflix when they get home. And they're done. They're done. Their week starts and ends when the football's finished. But we have to go to work tomorrow. We have to deal with fucking other supporters. We have to fucking brew in this till next Sunday. What an Easter present that is, isn't it?
It's so true, isn't it?
I'm just baffled.
That's that for me. I mean, it's very raw after the game, but that one for me, where I felt like they didn't rise or come to the it's Collingwood. Have I missed something? Like, isn't that like you find something, you lift, like you find something more? Like, even though it's round 2 and you should all be ready, yeah.
You could feel it when you got to the ground. You were fucking excited. I was amped. I was ready to go. I felt like I could put a jumper on and fucking give someone one. But I tell you right now, I could have done a better job than fucking Levi Casbolt tonight. Even that 2-on-1, and I love Harry Mackay. I absolutely love him. I got all the time in the world for him. And I thought 1-on-1 tonight, you know how you beat more? When you fucking jar it in there and you spit it in. And Harry looked like he was going to rape him tonight. As soon as you play these fucking kinks, dink it in. We had one dink in the fucking second quarter. We lobbed it over and Casbolt and Mackay went bang. And fucking Moore just said, I've just raped you both.
It was the worst moment of the night. I couldn't believe
Harry's
it.
Fault. When it continues to happen, we've had so many fucking Levi moments. What about when he fucking ran into Cameron Wood against the Bulldogs? This guy's dopey. He's got shit for brains. And it's another thing. Williams said 5 touches. I love Tom Williamson. 5 fucking touches. Don't get me started on Plowman. I I'm going to have a fucking arrhythmia if I talk about Lockie Plowman tonight. An absolute arrhythmia. But, you know, there's a simple saying in football. You never handball in front to a person who's still. We are the kings of that. Kings of it. And if someone's a left footer, you handball to their left side. Someone's a right footer, you handball to their right side. Fucking poor Adam Sard. He'd be praying to fucking Allah tonight for how much he got burnt. He got burnt to shit. We just handballed to do that to him. He's a left footer. Handball to his right side. Let him play on. Run. He's like a fucking racehorse. I'm just 20 plus years. You know, I've travelled everywhere. I've been to every single other stadium across the world. I watched this when Murphy kicked that goal in Perth. I was in Sydney 2 years ago. Tonight made me feel like an absolute dickhead.
Same, brother.
It really fucking hurt me. And I'm literally speechless. I have no more to give. And you know what? Like idiots, we'll be there next week and we'll cheer. But how much more can we do, Terry?
Mate, they're going to beat Freo. They're going to beat Gold Coast. We're going to be 2-2. And I'm going to be fucking drinking the Kool-Aid again, mate. That's what's going to happen.
We get the water boy fucking walking around for us.
Is this live? Is this us? We're just going to do this until we die? Is this how it goes?
This is what we do. But look, if you look at it, you got to look at the positives. You want to look at the positives. Okay, Fogarty, ripping talent that we brought in. Ripping. But again, like Paul and Mars say, square pegs, round holes. Okay? If you're going to play players, they should be playing in the positions that they're either brought to the club. Mark Murphy's not a half forward. Now, we've loved Murph for 15 years, but he ain't a half forward and he ain't a forward pocket. Ed Kernow, if he wasn't in the team as a centreman, would you be playing Ed Kernow on the half forward flank? No. And Ed Kernow is a tagger. Yet we let fucking Taylor Adams have it on a fucking string. Pendlebury, literally, he must get a bucket of lube every single time he watches. So Carlton, yep, I'm pinned in for a good one. Crisp and fucking did Maynard play tonight? No, he did. But fuck, look, some of these players, look, are we ever going to be accountable for some of these players? It was the exact same game in Brisbane last year. The exact same game. The two left footers killed us every single time. Look, you bring back into that team, McGovern comes in, and as much as that fucking hurts me to say, Jesus Christ, we're relying on Mitch McGovern. We could not pray to fucking God that Charlie Kernow gets fit if he ever does. But where is the improvement, Terry? Where is it? Where?
You know what I can't wait for? I can't wait to watch Sydney this weekend and watch their kids.
Yes. Yeah, and I said that to Paul last week. I said, it's all good and well. We lost to Richmond. Okay, and we played a brand that was acceptable. Adelaide and Sydney said to us, go fuck yourself. This is how it's done. They took scalps. Their young players play good. And what are our players? Lockie O'Brien last week was a ghost. Now we've got Williamson this week. Do you know we had a club legend tweet. Matthew Lappin tweeted during the game, I've seen enough for Lockie Plowman. Where's Caleb Marchbank? That's a club legend. Bagging our own players. I'm just speechless. I've got to the point now where I like a drink, but Jesus Christ, these blokes make it easy.
No, you've summarised it well. Passionate, but you summarised it well, mate. I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it, Terry. Have a good one.
Have a great one, bro. Great to have you on. Joe. You made it.
I got nothing to say, mate. I don't know what to say. I really don't. It's that was disgraceful, man.
I wish people, and you know what? I don't think it was just our group chat. I think it was a lot of people's group chats. We were like, this is the one. Today's the day. We're going to do it. Today's the one. Today's the day. We're going to smash them. Boys, they're fucked.
I don't know. I don't know what we were thinking, man. I don't know what we were thinking because
why do we get sucked in every year? Why? How do we do this every year?
We get sold. I don't know. We get sold hope. We buy in. We drink like you said, we drink the Kool-Aid, and players don't show up. Where every single fan is invested in this footy club. But what I saw tonight, the players aren't there. They don't want it. They actually don't want it. I watched Adelaide last week. They are hungry. They wanted that win from the start. From tonight, we got bullied out of the midfield. Tez, you talk like we spoke in the preseason a lot about like Zach Williams.
his off-field deals with Shivers and, fucking, be that guy. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. Sorry. First game for the club and you dish up that shit. Not good enough. That's not good enough. Like, this club walks around with its chest out, like we're proud and like we've done something in the last decade. We've done fuck all, man. We've done fuck all. That's the reality. Tonight was the biggest reality check I think we've ever had. We're not even close.
We're so far away, bro. We're so far away right now. Right now. I mean, it's a long season. We've got 20 weeks, whatever it is. But I just there was a different flatness to that one tonight, because it was like, okay, well, if we want to play finals, we've got to probably take someone like Collingwood's spot. Fuck. Good luck.
You got to beat those teams, man. You got to beat those teams around you, and we were genuinely not even close. I think the scoreline in the end actually flattered us this week. I genuinely think it did. I don't think that was a 4-goal loss. That felt more like 8 goals tonight. I don't care that we got these runs, that we had these patches like we always do. We kick 4 goals and then, we just drop. The intensity drops. Fuck that. Sorry. I don't have time for that anymore. Compete.
It's like I've been saying it for like a while last year. It's like we wait to get punched to see how hard we're going to get hit first. Then we make our counter, draw it even, and then...
I don't know. I'm dejected. I think this is the most dejected I've been since we lost to GWS by 105 points when they had 16 players on the field in the last quarter. That's how I'm feeling, because tonight was supposed to be, we'll back up last week. We're coming up against a side that's probably within our group, within our category, ladder position. We should come out and belt them, and we should prove to everyone that we're the club that we're saying we are, and we're not. And we're not. We've got to cop that. We should cop absolutely everything that comes our way this week. There's too many passengers. Too many passengers. No one wants to put their hand up and be held accountable. I'm not even looking at, I could talk all day about Cripps, because what I saw tonight, he doesn't want to be at this club. He's not a leader. He's not a leader of this club. He's not a captain of this club. Captain of the club puts everyone on their back, and it doesn't mean you have to get 38 touches and 14 clearances, but look like you want to be there. Tackle, like lead from the front with your intensity. There's no pressure from Cripps. He doesn't care. He didn't care. He was walking around. He doesn't give a fuck.
A few people were mentioning that the game's changed and it doesn't suit Cripps. My thing is the good players, let alone the great players. The good players find a way to impact. The great players obviously find a way to impact, and Cripps. Last year, hub, shoulder, injuries, little off. Last week was pretty good in the first half. Slowed down a little bit in the second half, but overall a pretty good game. It's fucking Collingwood, mate. It's Collingwood. Yeah. It's Collingwood, mate. Like, if you can't get up for Collingwood...
And that's the thing, right? Like, why do they need motivation to get up every week? These are the questions I'm starting to ask. Like, why does there have to be a reason? This is your career. You're a footballer. Play football. I didn't see football tonight. I'm sorry, I didn't. I don't care. Gibbo can hold his head up high. Gibbo, Fisher, our small forwards really. Gibbo, Fisher, Fogarty, I thought was sensational. I genuinely thought that that's someone that led from the front. And that's someone that's playing in his second game for this club. He led from the front. He ran both ways. He did the hard work. He stuck with his man. He laid tackles that he needed to make. I can't look at anyone else that did that. I really can't. And you look at Collingwood, and they were there. They were like glue every time we were at a stoppage. They were like glue to us. They didn't let us out, but they waltzed out, and 3 kicks into their 50 and then a goal. Like, where's the effort? Anyone can give effort. I can give effort. You can give effort. They get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars just to give effort every week, and we don't see it. One way running, and that's it. There's no accountability anymore. Where does the accountability sit? Lockie Plowman had 8 goals kicked on him tonight in the first half. I actually don't blame him. I don't, to a large part, because everything starts from the middle. Couldn't get our hands on it. We got bullied. We just allowed ourselves to get pushed off the ball. Didn't want to get near a Collingwood player. Talk about social distancing. I saw it all night, man. Seriously. It was a fucking disgrace. This football club is becoming a fucking disgrace.
Yeah. I haven't seen the incident with Plowman laughing at the at the supporters. I wasn't that close to the cheer squad, so I'll have to confirm that with the cheer squad. But if that kind of body language is being shown by our players to our fans, it's a hard one to swallow.
There's no light at the end of this tunnel, mate. I'm convinced.
No, can't wait for 2-2 and the fucking Kool-Aid gets drunk again.
Hey, if we belt Freo by 60 points next week, it'll be a different tune, but we'll see. Gotta wait and see.
I love it. Love it. All right, brother.
Anyway, mate, enjoy your night.
Thanks. Have a good one. Webby, I'm going to get you on, mate. Nick Webb.
Mr. Degani, how are you, mate?
Mate, I've been a lot better than what I am right now. What did you see?
Just broken, mate. Just broken. You
Yeah.
know, like they oh my God. They sold us this rebuild, this 5-year rebuild. We're into year 6. And oh my God, there's just no development. Is there?
Not internally at this point. I know it's only 2 games, but
How old's Settlefield now? 22, 23?
I think you'd have to check me. I think he's 21 or 22.
Yeah, okay. Right. How many games has he played? Around 50? A little bit less, maybe? Yeah, okay. All right. He's had 9 disposals playing on a wing. 9. Sam Walsh has played about 40 games, gathered 29 disposals tonight. I've been listening to everybody so far, and everyone's correct, but there's a couple of things I want to raise. Development at this club has been an issue for a very, very long time. We have so many high draft picks. On paper, this is a top 6 list. What the hell is going on with guys like your Paddy Dowes, your Lockie O'Briens? SBS was better tonight, but SBS was a top 6 pick. He should be getting 25 touches a week. And the elephant in the room for me, Tez, are these assistant coaches. Like, what the hell is going on? Lockie Plowman was getting towed up in that first half, and correct me if I'm wrong, I friggin' did not see a fucking change. He just kept going back to fucking Decoe standing in the goal square. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't see any changes. I didn't see a plan B.
Yeah, I spoke about it with a couple of mates at halftime. We spoke about it, and it was kind of like, well, who do you put on Degoe if it's not Plowman out of the backman that we had? Like, who would it have been? Willow,
Sard. The back line isn't our issue, and I went to the practice game against St Kilda, and I turned to Dad and said, what's going on with our defence? We are leaking way too many goals. Now, St Kilda game, we conceded 100 points. We conceded 100 points last week. We conceded 100 points this week. Are we just running the one way? Are we all attack? You need a balance of attack and defence. We are just conceding way too many scores. At halftime, Collingwood had, I think, 71 points on the board. For a whole game fucking last week, they scored 53, 54. So, I'm just at a loss. I'm at a loss, and I feel sorry. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for Rocco and Paulo, who I spoke to before the game, and Palm and Bucky and everybody who puts their time in because they care about these this club. This club used to be a powerhouse 20, 25 years ago, before we were even born, mate. We have to get back there. Seriously, this is just bullshit. We fucking pay our money. 75,000 members deserve a lot better than what we're fucking putting up with at the moment. It's just not good enough, Tez.
No, you're
Sorry.
well said, mate. Very well
Sorry.
said. I tell you, no, mate, you got to get it off the chest. I nothing you've said. I don't really disagree with anything that you've said. So it's important that you get it off your chest, mate. It's I'm happy you came on.
Question for you.
Yep.
A quick question. Changes for next week.
I'll be honest with you. I'd love to give them to you right now, but I could probably drop 5 blokes tonight. So give me a sleep at least.
Do we have to make a statement?
Absolutely, I think so. But like I said, let me have a sleep on it. But I do think there will be some changes made.
Oscar McDonald for Casbolt.
All right,
is one for me. And then I'm making a big statement and dropping one of the captains.
See how that plays out.
I know Cripper has copped it a lot tonight, but Sam Doherty wasn't much better, mate.
Yeah,
to be honest.
No, I feel ya. Good on you, Webby.
Again.
We go again next week, mate. Next Sunday.
Good on you, Tez.
Good on you, legend. Mitch. Hey, mate.
Hey, mate.
You're muted. I'm good. How are you?
I'm
not going to get any funny business from you, am I? Because you got your top off?
No, none of that.
All right.
Honestly, I just don't know what to say anymore. I think everyone's kind of covered what I had to say. Just a bit sad, really. Same old Carlton, eh?
Same old story, bro. Start the season the way we do it. Hype it up. Honourable loss to Richmond. Round 2 comes. 0-2. Except this time there was, how can I say? No, it did. It did feel different I promise you it felt different last week. I promise you it felt different. Maybe it was because I missed the footy. That's what it was. I don't know. But full credit to Collingwood. I don't think anyone's really given that just yet. I think I mentioned it in the previews. The moments come, they know what they're doing. Pressure comes, they know what they're doing. They're too good, mate.
They're a good team. They are.
Yeah.
Where's Liam Stocker? Like, is he playing this season? I haven't heard much about him. Like, what's going on with him?
Yeah, it's interesting because Teague made mention of that. He's really good at stoppage with his physicality.
He's the player we need, I feel like.
Yeah, but then it's like, who's coming out? Setterfield, Curnow, not Cripps, but it's an inside midfielder that's got to come out for him, right?
Yeah, I guess that's a hard one. Watching Williamson tonight, he had 5 possessions. I think 3 of them he needed to kick on his right and he couldn't.
Yeah,
that was really hard to watch.
Yeah, no, it sure was.
Lost for words, really.
No, it's good.
I was screaming at my TV all night.
Yeah, I'm glad you came on and shared your thoughts, though. It's good to get them out there.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Awesome. All right, brother. You have a great one. Dom Pang.
Teza.
Hey, mate. Are we getting you from Osaka?
You are, mate. Yep.
So, ladies and gents,
just as fucking despondent as everyone else has been on these fucking calls, mate. I can't tell you how much you look forward to watching the game. For me, it's like I get to watch it on TV, and the build up all week has been about us finally bringing our A game to the match and finally making a statement. And what do? We come out and we do exactly the same thing. And that thing is fucking mediocrity. And that's a fucking cancer at this club. We accept mediocrity. And for me, it's not just the players. It comes from the top. It comes from our coaches. It comes from the way how we deal with the media. It comes from the way how when things are on the line, we just can't step up. So if you have a look at a club like Richmond, like everyone's seen the doco recently, right? They are the fucking gold standard. And what Damien Hardwick does is he never lets his players go from that focus. He always keeps them online and reminds them about the expectations of that club, which are fucking high. So why can't we have the same level of expectation for our players? And that also needs to come from our captains as well. And we are not getting it from our captains. So, you know, it's hard to hear, but I don't reckon Cripper and Doc are the right combination for being our captains. And I reckon the sooner that we move the captaincy on to Walsh, the better. I mean, you know, like the poor kid, you know, he's the one who really flies the flag for us. You know, every fucking week he puts his body on the line. And there are so many other fucking passengers, you know, around him. I mean, what is he thinking? And the worry I have about players like Walsh is that cancer eventually spreads, you know, because we allow that culture to continue. So, you know, the other thing is that a lot of people have been making statements about Cripper, and I agree. I don't reckon his head is right, and I don't reckon he's really focused in the club, and I don't reckon he's the answer for bringing the club forward. So we should seriously think about trading him and getting maximum value.
It's interesting because where Walsh is now is where Cripps was, let's say, 4 or 5 years ago. And remember, we had, you know, Gibbs, Murphy, Daisy, etc., Jamison playing, and it was like, oh, but it's okay because Cripps is the one we're going to build our team on because he's big, he's strong, he's a grand final player, he's built for finals. Cripps is now in the cycle of the 26-year-old. Now it's Walsh is the next big good thing. And I just feel like it's the cycle repeating itself. All of a sudden, Walsh is going to get to 26, 27, mentally burnt out from the failure. And then there's going to be the next kid that's coming through. And then Brodie Kemp's the answer, you know?
Well, I mean, Walsh is a special case because he's such an amazing talent. But, you know, generally clubs are successful because they develop the talent and they develop the players and they develop them well. So do you honestly think that our players would have been developed the same way if they had gone to Richmond? What kind of players do you think that they would have become by this time? By, you know, 2 years after they're drafted? I know you speculate, but I feel very confident in saying that they would be different players. They would be better. They would be harder at the ball. They would understand, you know, the game plan better. We just don't have that high level. And that needs to change. You know, the final thing I'd like to say, I mean, how many times have we fronted up to a game where our opposition has been on the floor? You know, they've been there for the taking and we just roll over because we don't have that winning culture at our club. It's you know, I don't know how we're going to turn it around, but we have to turn around. And maybe it's about making hard decisions. And really, you know, our coaching panel, you know, they're not bringing good decisions to the game on a consistent basis. So, I mean, as everyone has said, it was a pathetic performance tonight. And, you know, I'm seriously worried now about what's going to happen for the rest of the season. Don't expect to play finals, that's for sure.
Yeah, I feel you.
Anyway,
mate, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining all the way from Japan. What time is it there, by the way?
It's only 2 hours difference. It's 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right.
10 o'clock.
There you are, ladies and gents.
Good to see
Don
you,
Pang from Osaka. You too, brother.
Yeah, good to connect. Thanks, mate.
Have a good one. See you later. Adrian has been waiting for a while. I'm going to get him on. Adrian, what's up, man?
How are we, Tez?
Not great. Not great, to say the least.
Look, I'm fucking sick of this bullshit. Like, I'm only 14 years old, and after experiencing all the downs, I'm just mentally drained, you know. Yeah, like going into this game, we said that nothing less than a win was good enough. And really, I think the scoreboard was nice to us because it felt like an 8-9 goal loss, really. You know, Mason Cox just makes me want to put a gun to my head. Like, he does nothing all game. Jones shuts him down. And then, he finally gets a free kick, gets a goal, and just flicks off the Carlton fans, which just really got me going. But, yeah, people like Casbolt, Mackay, I thought compared to round one, there was a bit of an improvement. But there's just no one to help him. There's Casbolt who's just slow. And, some of the small forwards were good, but there's just no one to back him up. Like, I reckon Charlie Curnow, if he was there, he would be that person to help him. But he just doesn't really have that person to help him. And I don't know, like people like Fogarty, they did all right. He's the only person that really I saw that like put his head over the ball. And
it's funny because he's come from a Geelong system, not a Carlton system, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bloody annoying. And Murphy, for fuck's sake, I swear, if he wasn't a veteran, he needs to get his bloody super up. That's why I reckon he's still playing. I'm actually sick of it.
Yeah.
He puts no heart into it. He shouldn't be playing. You have people like Kennedy and stuff. Oscar McDonald, they're brilliant kicks brilliant kicks. And they're just not getting games because of people like Murphy, who's just a veteran and doesn't have to try. He'll still get a game. So I think for the last, I don't know if this stat's correct, for the last 9 years, we have started 0-2.
Yeah, that's right.
That's horrible. That is, you can maybe say that it's 0-1 because the first game is Richmond and, we know how that goes down. We haven't got a win since, I think, 2013. But it's still it's just sad when I come to think about it. Give me your thoughts because I've said enough. But
no, mate, I'll reserve my thoughts until a little maybe tomorrow once I do the review. But no, I do appreciate you coming on. I'm sorry I had to make you wait so long. It's just the queue is the queue.
Yeah. And just one more thing quickly, which it's a chain reaction from last year. We look maybe all right at the start, and then we just drop our heads and just let the other team get 5 or 6 goals in a row. So by the time we might have come back, there's a couple minutes left in the last quarter. It's just too late. So we can't let that happen because we just let the team get away with it so easily, which it's quite annoying. I think it happened more than 6-7 times last year. So to see it still happening this year, I just can't see how we've improved at all.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 2 more weeks. I'm going to give it a month to get a good sample size. We're playing some really good teams and some middle of the rung teams, and I think we'll find out a lot more. And I mean, we found out a lot tonight, to be honest, but I think we'll find out a bit more in the next few weeks. So
well, if we're 2-2, then what's happening now is another story. So.
The 2-2, then we're back on, baby. Finals on the agenda. Good on you, brother.
Yeah, okay.
I'll see you, bro. Peter Vlee Bluebagger made a $5 donation. Thanks very much, Peter. And he said, during 2018, I said there was going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. 2021, there isn't. Finals, no way. Disgraceful. He's not happy. All right. Where am I? I got Benny.
Benny.
Hey, mate.
Everybody. What do you say, mate? I don't know. Hey, I messaged you and Pom at the start of the game. I said, yep, good luck, boys. Hopefully, I was pumped up, mate. I was ready to go. Carlton, Collingwood, fuck yeah, let's go. Give it to them. First bloody minute, fucking disaster. You got the Casbolt going for goal. Fucking just shanked it. Fucking that's. I just read a comment before. That set the tone of the whole game. Like, come on, man. You got to put him through, mate. You're 20 meters out. You're a full forward, mate. You're on big money. If you can't kick those, you shouldn't be in this fucking league, in this team or in this fucking league, mate. These players, they need to. They've been paying good money. You're fucking paying that much money for these players. You have to fucking kick straight, mate. You're a professional footballer, mate. This is not under 10s. Yeah. I'm upset, mate. Just everything. Like, no pressure from the defenders. To the forward line. They could have ate a cake and needed too, mate. Had a cigarette, no fucking pressure, mate. Fucking stick on them like butter, mate.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how easy they were getting it out of our forward 50, their defensive 50. I really couldn't. It was clinical. And you know what? They did it last year as well when we played them. They did it last year as well.
I just don't understand the defensive coach that we have. Like, if you man on man, mate, you see your fucking opponent, fucking stick to him. They're just fucking doing roundabouts on them. Just don't get it, mate. Just fucking bloody as I said, Murphy had a shocker. Casbolt obviously as well. Plowman, I feel sorry for him because he copped it, but because our midfield was fucking nowhere tonight. We didn't have a midfield apart from fucking Walsh, who's 19 years old and carrying our fucking team, and you got captains pulling their fucking finger out. It doesn't help.
No, not at all, huh?
I don't know, mate.
We fight to live another day, mate. We fight to live another day.
Don't know. As I said, mate, there's a lot of ins. Obviously, hopefully we can get Jack Silvani in next week, and obviously Marchbank. Hopefully we can get up and yeah, I don't know, buddy.
Yeah. Good on you, mate.
Get your test. Gonna have a ciggy for you, mate.
Have one for me. Have an extra one for me, bro.
Cheers, mate.
See you, man. Where are we? Nicholas Paddy. Paddy's here, and Nicholas. Where are we? Paddy Lalamo.
Where do we begin, Terry?
I don't know, mate. Talk to me about what's the next step. Let's talk about the solution. I think we've heard the problem. What's the solution?
Been trying to look for the solution for 25 years. How's that?
So true.
How is that though?
But like, you just can't put it down. You can't put it down to one thing, and that's the hardest part.
I think I said it to you last week, Terry, and we probably had a couple of hours sleep going into Friday as well. Similar circumstances, but last week we were full of hope. I thought, we've changed the chain reaction. But similar situations that we've been in round one, we play okay. It all gets to our heads. Similar to what we did in last year. Melbourne round two flogged us first quarter. They kicked 5 or 6 in a row. And it's just, how do we back up after playing a decent performance against a good side, and then we come in full of hope. We've come in full of hope for years. 9 years now. 0-2.
Yeah.
And then here we are again. And watching Collingwood doggies last week after we played on Thursday night, they played on Friday. I thought for sure, okay, we know what our brand is. We are a better football side than these two. Honestly, that's how I felt, including the Dogs, and the Dogs are a good side. But I thought our brand now, without Martin and Williams last week, okay, we've changed the system here. Teague's got his team. We know how to play.
Yep.
Come in full of hope tonight. Honestly, 10 goals. I had it penciled in. 10 goals I had it penciled in. For the first time, I was that confident. And the first fucking 5 minutes, I thought, okay, why? Why did I even do that to myself? You look at their list, they've got a pack of spuds. They've gone in the worst fucking off-season of all time. Losing their president, racial fucking accusations, you name it. And we still have them round two on the ropes. Yeah. We've got our players in, and we dish up that shit.
Paddy, talk to me about the solution.
Who do we have coming in?
Yes. Tell me your changes, because I don't have time.
Okay, I apologize. No,
it's okay. I want to get as many people on.
Yeah. Well, the solution is, what the fuck do we do next week, and how do we rebound from this shit? Seriously, it's a fucking disgrace. It is a fucking disgrace. We need to get some heart. And it wasn't that long ago that Cripps was coming through, and we were saying, he's our captain. And now all of a sudden we're saying Walsh is our next captain. Is that going to fuck him up with his development?
Yeah.
Because Cripps doesn't want to be there. Let's be honest. Like, honestly, I love him and I want him to be there forever. But if he hasn't put pen to paper now, it's damning. And history says. So the solution is let's just make a couple of statements with Ed, Murph, and we both love Murph. Let's just make some statements and just say, all right, Kennedy, Stocker, whoever's coming through, let's get them in and see what they've got. But the development has been an absolute nightmare, and it's been scaring me ever since. Ever since we've just gone through that whole period with Bolton, Johnny Barker as a caretaker, Moldhouse. Yep. It's a domino effect.
Yeah, fair enough. Well said.
Pissed off. Sorry, Terry.
Well said. No, I feel you, mate. I feel you. Appreciate you coming
on.
I
feel for you. That's given up your time for this shit.
No, mate, don't feel sorry for me, mate. I have a choice. I don't have to do this. This is all done by choice, you know? It is what it is.
It hurts.
It does.
Terry.
It's devastating, mate. It's devastating. Don't let this smile fool you, mate. I'm fucking burning inside.
Oh, you're hurting. I can tell. I'm fucking bleeding.
Yeah.
All right, Terry. Have a good night, mate.
You too, brother. You have a good one. Nicholas Patrikios. Hello, mate.
Close enough. Mate, been watching for fucking years now. It's good to be on.
Good to have you.
It's just, it's the same. Like, I don't know. I don't want to vent like everyone else. It's just little things like on the train coming home, and there's another Greek, and he's like, "Oh, he's Collingwood," and saying, "Oh, no, you did good. You put a fight, blah blah." Like, no, fuck off. I'm so done with the valiant effort, and we always got there, and like, good on you, and like the pat on the head, like the cute puppy. It's like, no, man, like this is year 6. We're past. These guys are like meant to be developing. Like I'm past like the valiant defeats, man. Like it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
I'm not gonna say like it's all doom and gloom. I'm not gonna say that Cripper's not into it. I don't. We all have bad games, because you know if we win next week and win the week after and win 2-2, it's a fucking different story. Yeah. So I'm gonna say that, but it's just. It seems to be with few players the same story each year. Like you see Casbolt develop a bit, and then as soon as he had the first kick and he just out of force, like, oh my god, is it this game? Is this the Casbolt we're gonna get? It's like you throw a fucking dart at a wall, and that's what you're gonna get this week because you just don't know. It's just a roulette of like you don't know what's gonna happen.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
100%.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say blokes don't want to be there. Yeah, okay, Murphy wasn't there. Like I don't know, he wasn't playing the best, but I can't blame him. I don't know, man. I'm just a bit speechless at the moment. I was just
the words.
Yeah, I was just more disappointed and hurt. I'm not angry. I feel like I've like got a breakup. I'm like just like upset.
It is like a relationship, mate. The Carlton Football Club with its fans is a relationship. It's tough. It's a tough one because
I get angry. They touch my throat, or like my heart's like going off. It's like unhealthy.
Yeah,
like, couldn't be the way it is.
Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is, mate. Thanks so much for coming on.
We got Freo. My dad's a Freo. I was actually face camming him the whole game last year when we won. After the siren. So maybe we can spark a bit of brilliance this week and we'll see how we go. Yeah.
No, for sure. Fingers crossed, mate. Can't wait. 2-2, back on track.
That's it.
Have a good one, bro.
See you, bro.
See you, man. Josh. Hey, mate.
Hey, Terry. How you going?
I'm good, mate. How are you? Well, not good, but yeah.
I've been better. I was at the game tonight, and as I was walking, having a chat with my dad, first time going to the footy in who knows how long. Just the excitement, and then Levi kicks that goal. not the goal out in the full and the dread. It just, I know, as a few people have said, it really did set the tone for the game, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
I
it's
think
tough to
this
see.
is, yeah, but I think where it starts is, unfortunately, what we need to do is what Richmond did back in 2016.
You there, mate?
Board members, the one.
All right, we've just lost
responsible.
Josh. Maddy. Hey, Maddy.
Hi.
How are you?
I suppose not great, as everyone's been saying. I was at the game, so back at the MCG and everything. You know, we're all Carlton, Collingwood. Everyone got that excitement. But it feels like we as fans know the rivalry and we know what it means. Half those players have no clue. They don't care. Guys like Setterfield and the young guys, maybe not Walsh so much. I get a feeling he understands it, but they just don't understand the passion and the rivalry and what it means.
Evidently
And
not.
It
Yeah.
shows. It shows.
It's sad when the fans feel it, or it seemingly feels like the fans feel it more than the players. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
I know people were mentioning Cripps and that. What was with him falling over? It started with him, and then it was a few guys followed, like Procheski Seaton. He kept doing it as well. I think Doc did it. Like, it just became a common occurrence with a lot of them, not just Cripps. But what was funny to me was at the end of the game, throughout the game, I was messaging my 99-year-old great-grandmother. I've mentioned it before, avid Blues supporter, through and through, used to go to every game through the 60s, 70s, 80s, all that, knows, what it means to us. She's texting me saying they need to pull their socks up. Come on, get on with it, all that. I turn around after the game. I went with my father. This girl must have been about 10, and she's crying in her father's arms that we lost. And it just shows the difference in generations. Like,
Totally different
you've got one
experience.
who knows what it means and is like, come on, we can do it. And then someone else who just knows what it's like to lose and lose, like a lot of us do.
It's tough. It's tough. It is.
Disappointing.
It's tough. It's disappointing. It's gutting. We've got a nice 9-day break or 10-day break, I think it is now, until the next game. It's on the Sunday. Who can you give me maybe one or two changes that you'd make?
I would put McDonald in instead of Casbolt. And I think we love Betts, but it's almost a desperation that we're like, okay, put him in. Because if he's our best and he's retiring, presumably this year, that's not good. Like, I love Fish, but him and he's carrying it on, but seems to be the only small forward, and he's admitted it wasn't his first choice.
He's doing the team thing. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. We'll fight to live another day.
As we do.
Good on you, Maddy.
Okay, thanks.
See ya. I'm going to get Josh back on to finish off what he was saying. Josh, you there, man?
Hey, hopefully my internet doesn't decide to cut out this time.
All good, mate. Let's
get right into it.
Yeah.
So, what I was saying was in 2016, I think my dad was telling me that Richmond got rid of all of their, like, it was like an honesty thing. Like, if they felt like that they were a part of the club not being successful, they all left. So they basically cleared out their board, I'm pretty sure. Right? And we should have done that ages ago, because we still have board members that will be on there from back when we got rid of Ratton, which was one of the biggest mistakes we've probably ever made in the last decade. So it's just, I think that's where it starts, unfortunately. We got to really clear it out. So I think we're actually, like, on paper, we look great, but there's other internal issues that are causing this and that really need to be looked at.
Like what?
Well, our development and some of the coaches as well, and like selection just on the board in general, like getting rid of Ratton. I know this is a very long time ago, but getting rid of Ratton because he said we'd finish top 4 and then top 5, then we ditch him for Malthouse, and then we lose what would have been like a bit of our rebuild. We really need to look at getting some new people in. I think it's very important at this stage, because we don't want to lose all these players that we put so much time into. Cripps, Doherty. I know everyone's talked a bit of shit about them tonight, and I agree they probably didn't have the best performance. But if we really want to continue this rebuild, because we don't want to go into another rebuild, we really need to look at some of the more internal issues that may be there that us in the public eye can't really see.
Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, it's just the same old, mate. Sitting here having the same conversations, same disappointment, same build-up.
I think
Hopefully.
it's only week 2 out of what, maybe week 20, like out of 23 games. So
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be an optimist, but we'll see what happens. Like in the next 2-3 weeks, you know, we'll just have to see what happens. I think they've definitely got to make some list changes. Look at replacing Levi. He was like, with all due respect, I think we should have probably looked at bringing in McDonald. And we got to maybe look at replacing Ed Kerno. I love him, but with Stocker. Obviously, they're not going to be a part of like our premiership runs if we have them. It's going to be the young talent. They're getting on, I think. But I just hope next week I won't even be able to watch the games. I'm working. Hopefully, we can show a bit of spirit against Fremantle and bounce back strongly.
Yeah. Very well said. Very well said.
Thank you, Terry.
Thanks for coming on. No worries, bro. Thanks for
Have a
waiting.
great night. Nah,
You too, man. We got Mark, Jad, Thomas, and then if you guys want to keep going after that, I mean, we can, but let's get Mark on first up. Hey, mate. Mark, you there?
You know I am. I want to ask you a big question, Terry.
Yeah, mate.
Right? Do you see this record that I got from tonight? I don't know if you can roughly read it, what it says, but I'm more than happy to read it to you. No more Blues. It's time for these guys to shine. When is the time? When is the time? And could I just say to everyone that's already been on the show thus far, you have saved my breath in so many other ways that I would have literally said the same thing as to what you've all mentioned. Considering it's been 9 years in a row that we've started Northern 2. As far as trying to have that ruthless aggression mindset with Casbolt starting the proceedings where you could have possibly kicked yourself the first goal of the game like you did last week, but what did you do? And at the same time, puts it out on the floor. Murphy, Casbolt, even SPS, there needs to be serious changes. I can recall Fremantle with Ross Lyon, probably about after 2 rounds in 2016. Everybody would probably know that Zach Dawson was the worst player to ever play in the AFL. But I'll tell you what they did. They played some kids. They built the morale in that group against the Bulldogs. I can recall in round 3, they played at home. You know what happened? They won because it lifted the spirit of the group. It gave them a different mindset. It gave them that good attitude where youth can be the uplifting, self-motivating energy, chemical energy that could make any team look like world beaters, or more like getting that self-respect that they deserve. And how funny is this, right? Mind you, I'm getting told to getting calmed down. Well, I ain't calming down because I'm sick of always having to start every season slow. But again, we had only just over 50,000 tonight when we just found out that it was going to be 75% capacity. But here's one that I would like to obviously all the fans that watch and get onto this great show, because I hope this is still going for years and years to come. And I do condemn the great job that you do. But I need to point this out to you and everybody else. Being a member, especially for home games, Legends Lounge, that's my membership. We had to obviously not sit at our own seats because of for COVID reasons. And I can tell categorically, and not just me, I'm sure there would have been plenty of other people saying the same thing, because this is just a boycott for the AFL where, yep, but as much as they want to get bums on seats, what about the people that pay for their goddamn hard-earned money to have paid for those seats, especially when it's been for 20, 30, 40, even 50 years, right? Where's the gratitude in that? All right. As much as I'd like to even talk about the performance, I don't need to, because everyone has saved my breath in saying that. We need the real information, which is why I've said what I've said. Because how would you like it, Terry, at the same time where, let's say, if we're nearby, you happen to sit on my seat, you happen to sit at my seat and vice versa. I'd say pretty simple. Let's have the straight swap, and hopefully we don't have to worry about people trying to scramble into the arenas where they have every right to be at their paid-up seat to obviously watch the game of football, because we have waited, nearly 600 days? 600 days, just under it. 586 or so to be exact, if that. Maybe I might be wrong there, but you get the point. We've waited a good 18 months. A good 18 months to obviously see this side finally rise to the occasion. And once again, you're not going to win a lot of games of football now these days with Casbolt, Murphy running around. As much as he's stuck loyal, where he could have easily gone elsewhere, like every Catman do to Timbuktu to obviously win a premiership. I'd say good. He stuck through loyalty. Pretty much a loyalty, being a Greenville born myself. But anyways, if we're going to be that fair income, I'd say Stocker, Cottrell, Oscar McDonald. Now, before
before you go on, I want to talk to you about that. So we bring in Stocker, we bring in Cottrell, we bring in Kennedy, we bring in young kids, Durden. Does that not mean the expectations got to go back again? Because we're ready to win games of football, yeah?
Yes, I absolutely understand that. But you know what? Sometimes a change in that bit of energy maybe could be the spark. All right, now, you do make a good point, but also, can I just say this? Matty Cottrell, right? Last year against Sydney, and obviously I was on that show, didn't do much, but what did he do most importantly when we were down by 39 points in the wet? Kicks the winning goal. He showed passion, great heart, and he obviously bleeds for this football club, and he's only a kid. But you know what happened after that, Terry? I'll tell you, and everybody else that's watching, and hopefully they can watch on come this time tomorrow night or during the day. Matty Cottrell did not play against Adelaide, Brisbane, the last two games of last year. He's not played at all this pre-season. Obviously, he didn't play round one. He would have played in the twos, which I'm sure he probably would have done well. And obviously wasn't there tonight. That there could haunt this kid, possibly for the rest of his life, thinking, you know what? I'll just say this, Terry. Let's say if you've done nothing all game, but you've kicked the winning goal after the siren. Do you know how happy not only I would feel for you, but for everyone else? I would make sure you play the next week, because you know what you did was 1,000 times more worthy than any other player that would get 30, 35 possessions and be lucky to go at 50, 40% efficiency. And the other one, Oscar McDonald. Hey, he did his job coming into the second half of last week's game. Got his 2 goals, took a half a dozen odd marks, created another forward option for Harry Mackay, where obviously he had his moments too, and like he also did tonight, where he just couldn't obviously stay on his own 2 feet, which happened to Cripps, happened to SBS, it happened to most of our players, which I just don't know why. How many change of boots does Patrick Cripps need to change? I mean, he thought, I'd go the orange, I thought I'd go the green, I thought I'd go the pink, I thought I'd go the Laverde. I'm thinking, what? Man, I just thought to myself, Collingwood were able to keep their feet, and we couldn't. But anyways, as I was saying about Oscar McDonald, another player right there. He did his job last week. And when I had a look that he was in the emergency or not even named, to eventually find out it was the medical sub, and we didn't even use that tonight. That's another player right there who's 24, getting into his prime, where, as I said, millions of times, did his job. Couldn't have asked any more of what he did against Richmond. I would have thought him in for Casbolt out. Could we have won the game? You don't know, but I'll tell you right now, he would have definitely made a lot more of an impact because I know it's only one game. I know it's only one game from being at a new club, but you just never know. These moments could haunt this will come back to haunt some of these players where I did my bit for the team to win a game, or let alone gave us another option up forward. But you still keep persisting with these 30-year-olds. And yeah, Casbolt may have just got himself in a life membership, but you know what?
Mark.
He needs to be a lot more better than that, not just being hand given.
Mark.
I feel for these players that should be getting more of an opportunity just because they're not the big names, but maybe they can be the difference in order to get this club back on track. I mean, come on, Terry.
I feel ya. Give me the names who are coming in next week.
Obviously, McDonald, as mentioned, for Casbolt to go.
Next.
Why not have Cottrell for, let's say,
Next.
Mark Murphy?
Okay.
We can even probably even throw in a Liam Stocker for possibly even SBS. Look, I'm sure the hierarchy you'd like to think they would know, but at the same time, I would like to hopefully think, whether it's these fan cams or any of these other shows, that this could get back to the club and actually can hear what us fans think. Obviously, we all think differently. We've all got different opinions and views, but this is what brings us together because we care. We're passionate about the game and our side. And I'm not saying that one certain opinion is going to be completely correct in order that the coaches will exactly do what that person says, but at least you've got so many ideas. The guys in the coaches' boxes get paid, obviously, heaps of amount of money, 6-7-digit figures.
No, I know.
We are stranded where we've probably got a lot more alike in the mind that could really help this club to say, hey, you know what? We've got an idea for you. Maybe why don't you try that rather than just treating us like spastic average Joes. We're human beings as well, all right? Just because we couldn't obviously get a foot into the door because of not what you know, but who you know, it is just an absolute fuss. Absolute fuss.
Mark, I love you to death. I'm going to have to end it there because I've got to move on. Thank you very much for coming on.
You've got plenty of people to come. I understand.
Appreciate you coming on. Love the passion. And hopefully we can do a better job next week.
Well, we better, or otherwise the rest are going to have their turn to come on so then they can have their say. And maybe I might just have a hiatus and see what happens.
Have a good night, brother.
Lift.
Passion. I'm going to get Jad. I'm going to get Thomas. And then I'm going to call it a night because I'm wrecked. So sorry to the rest of you waiting. Kev's Magpies, I know you're trying to get in. I'm not talking to anyone but Carlton supporters tonight, mate. It's a Carlton fan channel. I'm sorry, but that's the way it goes. Jad, what's up, brother?
Hey, mate. Hey. Actually, I saw you at the game tonight, mate.
Did you?
I was gonna come up and say hi, but I didn't want you to see me in the state I was in, so I just decided to just keep my mouth shut. But I did see you. I like the beige coat. Very nice.
It used to be a good luck charm, that coat.
Yeah, I remember when you used to do the Arsenal fan TV interviews outside, you wore that same coat. So I used to recognise you. Anyway, mate, that was the most despondent, depressing train ride I've ever had home after the footy. I really thought that was it. I thought that was it. I thought this is our time.
So did I. I had so much belief. It was all set up. We have the list. We have the stars. Cripps is back. Put the 4 kilos on. Fishers are forward. Quick feet. Harry's ready. Year 6. Williams, superstar. Sard, speed off halfback. Doherty, second year back after the knee. Everything is ready to go. Collingwood coming towards the end. Turbulent off-season. Distractions.
Mate, look, just keep me on track when I'm in my little talk that I'm going to have. If I melt down, just keep me on track. Ask me a question so I can stay on track. Yeah, mate. I called up SEN today and I was like, this is our time. This has to be it, blah, blah, blah. And I called him up. I spoke to Jared. And look, man, we've had a lot of talks here. And I've always brought the point up to you that I wasn't comfortable with the rebuild. And during the Amy game against Saints, I called you up on this and I just said, I don't like the structure. The stoppage setup is a fucking glaring issue. And it's just proven right again. All the doubts that you have, they're just like solidified tonight. And yeah, I don't really buy into the fact like they don't want it. Like they're competitive animals. They do want it. I'm telling you, they want it. All Carlton supporters watching this, they fucking want it, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
They do. They do. But where there's a disconnect somewhere here in the philosophy and the style of the coaching and the structure setup. There's a disconnect somewhere in that fucking element of the team, and it's evident. You know, we win a clearance, we handball it to a guy who's just standing there because he doesn't know how to spread. He doesn't know how to fucking spread. He doesn't know where to go. He can't read the drop of the ball. The talent is there, and it's hard to say it after that, but it is there. It is a structural element. You can talk about things like losing culture, but like what I think the solution is, and I've said it so many times, someone has to walk into the club with the courage to stand there and make the changes, as in drop senior players. And to your point before, when you said, does that mean we have to lower our expectations? Yeah, the answer is yes, we do, because the fucking rebuild. We should not be relying on players like Murphy, Curnow, Casbolt, Betts. They should fucking play. They should only play when they are needed. They should only play if there's injuries. I've said it to Pommy as well. Yeah, this is just what I believe. I'm telling you what I believe. The narrative of our rebuild is wrong. You should not be relying on these players at this stage of a 6-year build. And it's why I draw comparisons to Freo and to Gold Coast. They're not doing what we're doing, Terry. They're not doing it because it's not what you should do. It's not what's proven to work. I don't care if Stocker comes in. I don't care if Durden, Honey, Philp come in. If we lose, they have to be there to fucking learn. They just have to be in there. I'm willing to lower my expectations if it means we've got the right mix in there. I am sick to death of relying on people like fucking Casbolt and Curnow. Yes, okay, Ed, you rack up the possessions. You've been a great servant, but you are not a smart footballer. I'm sorry. You don't have the brains for it. Same with Liam Jones. Murphy, look, the guy's body's destroyed. You can tell he doesn't want to absorb contact, fair enough. Someone has to go in there because the rebuild, we can argue that, okay, we've done the hard yards, yeah? But I do think we've taken shortcuts, and that's why I think we're suffering in development right now. Shortcuts last year, during the bye, in that condensed fixture, we didn't drop any seniors when they needed the fucking rest. So that tells me one of two things. Teague does not trust what's underneath, okay? Or he just doesn't trust. That's it. He just doesn't trust it. He just does not trust what's underneath. Can we... Get Seaton out of the back line. You're wasting the poor bloke.
Oh my God.
You're just wasting the poor bloke. And he did some okay things today, yeah? And then as soon as he makes a mistake, all these Carlton boys jump on his back. The guy shouldn't fucking be in the back line. Why is he fucking playing there? And right now, I think what we need someone in the club, whether it's Kane Little, whether it's Mark Lagudice, whether it's fucking Teague, whether it's Stanton, whether it's Barker, someone has to stand up and say, we need a sharp, quick change in our philosophy and our direction here. Something has to fucking change. And I'm telling you, man, like, we're at a real crossroads now. It's a fucking big crossroads because we can't go into next week without making a statement at selection. And as far as I'm concerned, Barker, his papers are signed, mate. That stoppage, our setups, the inability to spread, the inability to just read the drop of the fucking ball. Man, 6 years in, it shouldn't be like this. And I really think we're paying the price for taking shortcuts. And I'm starting to think that Lee Montagna was right, like with the shortcuts, because I think he said we got Sard and Williams too early. And you know fucking what? If things don't change, he's right. Because you get players like that as the icing on the cake. You do not get them to help you to cover areas where you haven't developed. You get them that's the icing, man. That's the icing. You get them to join the likes of Dow, Stocker, fucking O'Brien, Phil Punny, or TDK. You don't get them to join the likes of Murphy and fucking Kerno and Betts and all this shit. We've taken a wrong turn in this build, mate. And last year, or Sauce's last year, when he got Betts, mate, it can make me fucking spew. I hated it at the time, and I hate it even more now. Yes, it's romantic, but it's the wrong move. You don't rely on the players we rely on when you're coming out of a rebuild. They should only be there to fill in injuries or fucking retired. We need a sharp change in direction, mate. We need a sharp change. Someone has to be proactive in there and say, Tigi, look, we're going to give you the leeway to maybe lose a few more games, but these are the fucking guys we want in. Because in 3 years from now, when Cripper is 29 in the peak of his fucking powers, these are the guys who are going to be standing with him. Not fucking Ed Kerno, not Murphy, not Casbolt, not Betts. Betts should... I don't even want to hear that fucking Betts name. What fucking difference is he going to make, mate? You know, like... people say, oh, the hunger, they want it. They fucking want it. They want it. They want it as much as I fucking want it. As much as, the fucking stands today on the verge of fucking tears. They want it, but they do not trust the fucking system that they're being taught. They don't know how to work it. Because someone said, oh, we came back. They showed a bit of fight. Yes, that's because that comes from the players. That comes from here. That comes from fucking here. That fight comes from the heart. What else is it? It's the structure. I said to Pommy during the week, I'm going to try to wrap it up for you soon, mate. I know you've got to work to get through. But I was talking to Pommy, and I said to him, I think he agreed, despite all of the shit Collingwood went through in the off-season, what separates them from us? They have a disciplined, solid structure. Their structure destroys us every time because we're just watching them run out. You ask her, oh, they don't want to tackle. Yes, they want to fucking tackle. Our players want to tackle. But the reason why they're not tackling is because they're not set up in the right way to close the fucking 1.5 meter distance. That's what it is. That's what it is. And at this point, mate, Teague, it was pretty alarming in that press conference when they asked him about 0 and 2, and he was like, oh, I don't really buy into that. You know, you can still improve it early on in the year. You know, it's only the second round. What kind of fucking mentality is that, mate?
Yeah, I felt
when
the same
he said
with that.
Yeah, man, that was alarm bells when he said that. I was like, you did not just fucking say that, David. How dare you? I don't know. And I thought at the time maybe he's just trying to take the pressure off the boys, you know? But nah, mate, the fish rots from the head. And that shit is trickling down. And you know what? I got a mate, a Carlton supporter, and when Tigi was appointed, some people are going to hate me saying this, but Ross Lyon is an option, okay? He's there. If things don't improve, we might have to give Ross a look. And you know what I reckon, mate? As defensive as he was, and he never won a flag, people say, oh, what has he ever won? He got to a fucking 2 grand finals. Don't tell me whether has he ever won. Who the fuck are we to question a coach who's gone to a fucking grand final? And the one thing Ross will do, when his teams have been at the peak of their powers, they bleed for Ross. They would go to war for Ross. Ask Nat Fyfe what he thinks of Ross Lyon. He'd fucking go to war for that guy. He'd put his head in the fucking furnace for that guy. And I know for one thing, he would make us hard to play against. You think a Ross Lyon side is going to let us is going to let teams waltz at a stoppage like that? Man, we're playing catch up. We made some wrong decisions and we're paying for it.
Yeah, I just hope that we can have a. I'm going to. What am I saying? I'm going to give it a month.
Nah, look, mate. Look,
We'll see.
next week. If look, 0-3 is really. There is a bit of bullshit around 0-2, but 0-3 is the real knife. But I don't want to just scrape wins. I want to see a system that works. I want to see a fucking system, man. That's what I want to see. I want to see a nice win, a structure. I want to see a solid structure. Oh man, look, give it a month, mate. I'm still gonna watch. I'm
still gonna show
pay
up
my
next
fucking
week.
money.
I'm gonna
pay
my money.
$800 a year, mate.
Paid for my seat tonight. Don't know why I paid for my seat. Put the barcodes in. $43 for a seat. I don't want to miss out on a seat, so I bought it. I don't know what's going on. I got a membership, but it doesn't work. Here we go, mate. You know, a badge, a scarf. Oh, you got a new hat? No worries. Oh, can't wait to get that,
mate. I want one more thing. If that shit about Lockie Plowman is true,
oh wow,
I have defended that bloke because I understand why they like him in the system, in the defense. But if that is true, he's honestly dead to the jumper, because that just shows you that he's not in, he hasn't bought in, or he just doesn't give a fuck. How dare you not give a fuck? Who else laughed or shrugged their shoulders, Doherty? Excuse me,
I didn't see it.
Yeah, neither did I. I just was hearing Pom. Though $800 a year to fucking membership, and some people pay more, and you're sitting there fucking laughing. Mate, there's a disconnect somewhere. There's a disconnect in the philosophy. There's a disconnect between coaches and shit, and it's just. And the worst thing is, you see that you could see those patterns last year. You could see them in the Amy practice match series. Yeah, I don't know what to say, mate. Like,
yeah, you've said enough, and you've said it well.
I've said a lot.
I've enjoyed what you've had to say, mate. Appreciate you coming on and sharing.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I don't know what to say, man. I'm in it with you. I'm here with you.
Appreciate it, bro.
We feel the same. All right.
I'll speak to you over the next few days.
Yeah, take it easy, mate.
See you, brother. All right, I got one more. Thomas, I can see Toby, Dan, Harry, and Rafe are waiting. I have no juice left. I'm going to do Thomas, and then I'm done for the night. Apologies for that. Thomas,
Harry, all right,
mate. I'm probably at the end of my energy. I think it's bedtime soon.
It had to be today, didn't it? Oh, look, so much optimism after that Richmond game. And it's every year we have so much optimism after playing Richmond. And round 2, we just seem to get done. You know, a few years back, North Melbourne, we got pumped that Eddie had. Gold Coast that Eddie had got pumped. It's just, I think we just get too optimistic and it just doesn't fall in our way. Like, I don't know, like the leaders today were abysmal. Absolute, that whole leadership group, apart from probably Walsh, were abysmal. Like, how can a 30-year player be leading the charge 2 rounds in a row against 2 top 8 sides last year, 1 back-to-back premiers? It goes to show, like, maybe these leaders are just done up to it. Like, I know you love Murphy, but look, I think we can all agree today it just wasn't there, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he was better than last. I thought last week he was very poor. I thought he was a bit better tonight, but I think Judge summed it up pretty well just before. Like, we're in year 6. Murphy, Casbolt, Betts, Ed Kerno are still running around, mate.
Well, that's another thing. I got a point with that too. Like, why is Ed Kerno deployed on the wing for? Like, he's too slow. Then same as Setterfield, they're contested ball winners. Why are they on the wings? Like, you want to have speed on the wings.
So it's an interesting one because you've got Cripps, Williams, Walsh, and you would probably say that you have to play them on ball in that mix, right? So unless Williams comes out for that 50-50 that they spoke about and you put Setterfield in the middle, but then where does Jack Martin go? There's a bit...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Who said it before? I think Paul Sebastiani, his cousin Mars, and Michael Maloney said it. Square pegs in round holes.
Yeah, dead set. Seriously, like I don't know. Like Nunes had good games as well on the wings and stuff, and he was deployed everywhere. I just saw him everywhere, and I think I don't know, team selection next week. I mean, look, it's only round 2 as well. Yeah, maybe we should probably relax a bit. Maybe we are thinking too much ahead as well.
Nah, Carlton fans, thinking too quickly. No.
Nah, they probably expect us to win by 10 goals next week. But look, but that's the thing too. We have to come out against Fremantle. That's going to not be an easy win at all, and it's not going to be an easy game really altogether. Their midfield, we got smacked in the midfield tonight. That's
beat up.
That's it. You go to Fremantle's midfield, that young talent, they will kill us if we don't fix up during the training in the week. It's just fucking shit. We're paying. I know Zach Williams had a good game tonight, but you can see Cripps and that battling, and just no one's just running past him to he can handle nothing. Every time, I even saw him charging through going 50, and then he gets to the 50-meter line and just shits himself. It's what's going on? He just always looks to handball. It's just kick the ball, I don't know. He's low on confidence, and I don't know if that's gonna. Maybe it is the contract that's probably getting in the way. I know Teague said early in the week.
Sign the damn paper, then. Sign the paper or don't sign the paper.
If you're really committed to the club, you'd be signing it by now. I mean, you would have signed it before Richmond. We know the salary cap, don't we?
I think so. My thing with I've probably been tonight was the first night I watched Cripps play, and I said to myself, "Oh fuck." That's the first sign for me to the other way. I've been the whole way through. I'm there's no way he's leaving. It doesn't make sense. He's set up on field, off field, he's got everything he needs. I've been very much, and all his language and what I'm hearing. Yeah. But tonight, his inability to come into the contest, and this time last year, he started playing a little not to his best last year, and we now know there was an injury. So unless there's a new injury, which I'm pretty sure there's not, there was just if we have a short memory. Last year, take it away. The year before that, and the years before that, Cripps had an ability to lift and get those 13 touches in the quarter and lift. I haven't seen it in too long now.
Yeah, it's starting to make me look sort of worried. He's even really in the top 20 midfielders in the league. I saw a post today. Honestly, you probably wouldn't put him in it. I think seriously, right as in this moment, Walsh is way ahead of him.
Yeah, Walsh is our best player 100%. For me. Walsh is our best player.
Yeah, I was saying it to my mates before. I'm 100%. If he's not on, forget it. We're not winning. We're not winning. And for Collingwood to seriously put that much time into Walsh, and you could tell tonight, if him to still pull off 29, 30 touches, it shows a bit about the guy.
It's true, man.
And then I'll give it to Williams and Saad. They played both good games. Very impressed with Fogarty.
Oh, you know what? My reaction to Fogarty tonight was he's so tough and hard, and he plays like someone that's come out of the Geelong system.
And I was about to say that
he's not a Carlton boy. Way. Yeah, he's not a Carlton player.
That's what I mean. We need players like that play with heart. He just kept going, and I think he set up a goal. I forgot who kicked it. Could have been Fisher. Or someone, and I saw just watching his reaction, he's oh, come on, he was happy with himself. And I saw a couple of players get around him, we need players like that. We seriously do, and he's only 21 as well, so he's definitely going to keep players out of the team, that's for sure.
He is. He sure is. It's good to see.
A definite lock, so.
Yeah. All right, my man. Thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate you waiting.
You have a good night.
You too, brother. All right, I'm done. I'm absolutely cooked. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you. I mean, never enjoy a loss, but hope you enjoyed the session. Sorry to those that couldn't get on. It just is how it is sometimes. I'll try and get to you next time. It's 1 a.m. Get some sleep. hopefully we feel better about it tomorrow. I don't know if anyone's going to actually watch that game again. I don't know how I'm going to bring myself to watch that again. But, yeah, I'll be up nice and early. Review, player ratings. They're going to be fun to do. So, yeah, have a great one. Have a good evening. Have a great weekend. And hopefully the rot stops at some point, hey? Go the Blues.